Good morning, everybody, from day 3 aboard the Disney Destiny. Wow, what an incredible couple days we've had so far, but today is going to be amazing as well because we have, first of all, an open house for Hercules. So we're going to get to go behind the scenes and look at all kinds of stuff, maybe talk to some people about the show. So we're going to get kind of backstage access to the Hercules musical, which is going to be absolutely amazing. Then later on today we have Pridelands Feast of the Lion King open house as well, so we're going to get to go behind the scenes on that show as well, plus some media panels and more fun. So definitely you're going to want to tune in for this entire vlog because it's going to be epic. All right, everybody, let's get started. And also a huge thanks to Disney for inviting us again on this cruise. This has been such an incredible experience, and we are very grateful for the opportunity. So we're going to go down and get some breakfast. As you can see, it's another beautiful day on board the Destiny. In fact, it's a little less overcast today, so it's going to be a great day at Castaway Key. We're not going to be there very long today. I forgot to mention that earlier. It's a Castaway Key day, but as I said in the last video, we're probably going to just have time to get off and maybe get some pictures and get back on because we've got some awesome opportunities today. But let's go get some breakfast. There we go. Amazing. Love the breakfast on the cruise ships, and similar to what I got yesterday, but I got some potatoes and no eggs. So, and again, breakfast with a view. All right, we're here at the Walt Disney Theater, and we're about to see a little behind the scenes Hercules. And here we are. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? All right, guys, we have Michael Cerna, creative director for the show Hercules here on the Disney Destiny. First of all, congratulations on such an amazing show. I was blown away last night.
Awesome.
It was absolutely incredible. So taking such an iconic show like Hercules and really having to distill it down into 55 minutes,
yes.
What choices did you make to make that so successful and to tell the story so smoothly in a shorter time frame?
Yeah, so we really looked at the original film and we decided let's take the original film and break that down. Let's not worry about trying to add a bunch of things onto it. Let's look at the original film, take all the parts that we think are crucial to our storytelling, and then look at that first. And then the last thing we realized is that it did need a little bit of a romantic beat, that we felt that what we were missing and what we had taken down and when we did the first part of the adaptation was a really nice romantic moment between Hercules and Meg. So that's where our writer, Sarah Wordsworth, looked at the past and said, hey, the Shooting Star song, it was underused in the first version, maybe we could turn that into a duet.
Right.
And so then it was just figuring out how to make the right arrangement for that to make us tell the story, help us tell that story. And in doing that, that's where we landed on that part being a big piece of our story and adding that into it. So that's really the only main thing we added. The rest was just trying to find the best pieces of the story so we can make it very clear to our audience, especially if you know or don't know Hercules, what this journey is about.
Right, and it makes it accessible for people, like you said, who are first-time showgoers or first time seeing it. It's still understandable and the story is still very much clear. And,
that's our goal,
coherent. Yeah. Absolutely. So on creating the show and some of the ideas and some of the things you worked with, whether it was something that you included or didn't, what was your favorite part of the show as it came out, or maybe something that was surprising, like, wow, we knew that was going to be good, but it turned out beyond our expectations?
I mean, there's a lot of them in the show, I'll be honest. I think the show is working so well, and we're really thrilled with how the audiences have responded. But I would say our finale, which is an amazing rethinking of the finale that our arranger did with our directors to sort of give us this really inspirational gospel sort of ending with tambourines and a big revival moment, but then we top that at the end with a curtain call that's very unique, definitely bespoke to our show, that we feel like really gets the audience up on their feet and really leaving the theater with full of joy and dancing in the aisles.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you start out kind of clapping and thunderous applause, and then you kind of end up clapping to the beat, and it's such an amazing moment, and then kind of almost like a fashion line, as they go through there. So very cool. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Nice to meet you.
All right, I'm on stage here on the Hercules stage here. This is so amazing. Of course, it's actually the Walt Disney Theater, but so incredible with all the props here. Get to see an up-close view. All the merch. I love it. Hercules does it again. Yeah, you don't really get the opportunity to get up close and personal with some of these props and some of these set pieces, so this is really neat. And just to see the cart and the way it was painted kind of looked cartoon-like. And then you can see over here part of the show actually is that Hercules accidentally knocks down part of one of these giant columned buildings, and so you can see where the pillar is split in half there, and that happens in the beginning of the show, which is incredible to see how they did that. The special effects to make that happen and actually have the set pieces moving was really, really amazing. And then you have this set piece here, which is actually kind of got like fiber optics on it to make it look like it was a kind of the Starry Night scene where Hercules and Meg fall in love. So if you see the show, you'll see the scene where they fall in love to the starlight, which is so incredible. And then of course the projection screen back here where they project a lot of the scenes and scenery, which is really nice. So amazing to be up here. And of course over here are the Hydra, which we're going to be checking out with the head of puppetry over here for the show. Just really cool to be up here. Give you a view from the stage, give you the actor's view. A little bit hard with the lighting. Oh, there we go. That's perfect. There we go. Really cool. So this is what the actors would see up on the stage. And you've got the balconies up here. There we go. I'll hold my hand over the top so you can see how cool. So another thing as we're walking around here, I'm noticing all the little trapdoors and stuff on the stage, because during the show, there's a lot of moments where the stage opens up and actors go up or down. So as I'm walking on these platforms here, I can kind of feel, you know, that they're not entirely solid here because they have to move up and down and all kinds of things. So pretty amazing, the stage, all the things that it has to do. But again, you don't get the chance to come onto a Broadway stage very often, or Broadway quality stage. In fact, in some ways they were saying it's actually more state-of-the-art than a Broadway stage. So we have Erin Dale here. She's the producer of the show Hercules. So first of all, congratulations on such an amazing show.
Thank you.
Just an incredible joy to watch. I was saying, from the acting, the sets, the scenes, all of the music, everything was just spectacular. So first of all, taking such an iconic show from the screen to the stage, what are the challenges and just some of the considerations that you had to think about when adapting this show so well to the stage?
Well, specifically for Disney Cruise Line, right, we deal with a moving vessel. So that is one of the initial challenges that we deal with, is that we are on the sea. We're moving and bouncing back and forth. You can feel it a little bit now.
Right.
So some of that is a little bit of a challenge. And then, of course, bringing things that are so easy to do in an animated film, but not so easy to do in a theatrical setting, like our Titan battle and our Hydra battle. As you can see, we have some really large puppets here. And so some of those can be challenging, and how to bring that to life in a way that it feels real and it feels theatrical, and it gives the audience what they want, you know, the things that we want, and we want it to feel immersive. But that can be a big challenge in trying to figure out how to make that happen.
Well, there's space considerations here too that you wouldn't have on Broadway for sure.
Yeah, we have itty bitty living space on the side.
For sure.
We do have a good amount, but we have some amazing designers back at home who do an amazing job of trying to figure out how all of these pieces fit as we're fabricating to make sure that all three of our shows fit back here and under here and up there.
Yes, I mean, there's even the underground. I was walking around and feeling some of the platforms and things, and so and that's something that's been unique to, you know, some of these stages from Moana to here, and some of these things where you've got actors coming on and off the stage from the sides, but also up and down, which is so incredible.
Yeah, we have a large trap room underneath, 3 different lifts that allow us to utilize a different dynamic for our performers to be able to come up and down, but also gives us a lot more storage as well. So our hydras actually typically store underneath.
They store underneath. Yeah. Okay. And so as far as a producer starting the show at the beginning and kind of having the sketching ideas and everything, what was 1 or 2 things that you thought, you know, came out just incredibly well, or even beyond your expectations?
Oh gosh, I mean, everything really has exceeded my expectations. I think for me, the scenic, right? The scenic just really creates that immersive space that you look for. And our scenic designer, Milagros Ponce de Leon, did just an incredible job of filling the space and using these big things that are classic Greek architecture, right? But also marrying it with our bridges and stairs, which are on the side right now. But to kind of give it that more modern look, but also just using the size to fill the space. It is a big theater. We have a lot of space, and I think she's done a really brilliant job of that. So every time something new comes out, Zeus's hand from the bottom, columns from the side, and creates a new scene. I think that's the thing that I'm most impressed with when I look at this. I'm like, it's just an epic.
Oh, absolutely.
Set.
Well, and even something I'd never seen before was projecting on the muses' outfits there. That was incredible and such a neat way to just use their, basically their clothing as a set piece. Or,
and that was actually designed so that we could project on it. So they're all in white, so that we had the ability to project on it. Our video designer Aaron Ryan did an incredible job, kind of thinking about how to make that different than what we've done before. We haven't done that in Walt Disney Theater. We have 16 cameras that are all around Walt Disney Theater that allow us to projection map all over the theater as well as onto those muses. And that technology has allowed us to play a little bit, have some fun.
Yeah, that was excellent. Well, I really appreciate it. Again, congratulations on such an amazing show.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you.
I'm Jenny Weinblum, Vice President, Disney Live Entertainment, Disney Signature Experiences.
Excellent. Thank you so much for having us today. Such a great, amazing array of entertainment on the ship, from Pridelands that we saw last night, as well as this incredible show, and we'll see Frozen tonight. What kind of inspirations did you have for just pulling all of these kind of variety of, very different, unique experiences to the ship?
We were really thoughtful in developing the Disney Destiny, that all throughout our Disney Experiences canon, we do lots of hero storytelling. We're always telling the stories of our heroes. And of course, we had to tell the story of the ultimate hero, Hercules.
Right.
We don't always tell our villain stories. And so this ship motif of heroes and villains really gave us an exciting creative prompt to rethink how we tell, not just what stories we tell on board, but how we tell them. Because a hero story and a villain story are fundamentally different story experiences. Everything from our stage shows to our character greetings, we are very conscious that a villain is not necessarily somebody you want to kind of go up to and give a hug, get an autograph, and move on. With a villain, I think you want to get drawn into their world. They're a little menacing, they're a little mysterious, maybe they make you uneasy, maybe they're funny and silly. But that feeling of, in order to build a relationship with the villain, and I do believe everywhere on our ships and in our parks, what we're doing is building relationships with our characters. In order to build a relationship with a villain, you have to decide, are you going to be an accomplice or are you working against them?
Right.
And that's part of the fun of playing in the villain space. So we've created a lot of new interactive experiences that really let you build that relationship and decide not just who's the villain going to be to you, who are you going to be to them?
That's excellent. And you also have the storytellers, of course, throughout the ship who help with those experiences. You got to see Treble making with DeVille, I believe, and DeVille's the other day. So talk about that show and just the audience interaction perspective of that type of an event.
Yes. So Zaya and Gamble are our destiny seekers, our ship-wide storytellers, comedians who appear all throughout your journey in different offerings. And generally, if you're on board, I would go see everything that they are doing because they are so much fun.
They are good.
But they are really supporting a lot of that villain storytelling by creating the narrative container that allows that villain to enter and to play. So Troublemaking with Cruella is such a great example of this. This is a super, super fun, interactive experience at DeVille's Piano Bar where Zaya and Gamble are leading us in a rousing chorus of the song Cruella DeVille, when who should enter but Cruella herself, who has never heard this song before.
She's not happy.
And is outraged. How could they? How could they? It was insulting song. And so an opportunity comes up to rewrite it, to make it a more flattering portrayal of Cruella. There's a really fun way to play with this character who's so melodramatic and over the top, who's such a diva. And for us to do her bidding, but her bidding is so silly, frankly, in this space. It's a lot of fun. It's super duper playful. And I just love it. One thing that I am so passionate about with Disney Cruise Line is because we have a way smaller guest count than a theme park, we can play in more intimate environments. That's harder to do in the theme park space. Also in the theme park space, you're probably at that park only for one day on that vacation. You're not necessarily coming back again and again. But here, you're on board for 4 nights, 5 nights, and you're part of a small community on board. So we have the opportunity to play a lot more with interaction and intimacy.
That's amazing, and that really does give you an opportunity to explore those other aspects of story. It was almost like a Whose Line Is It Anyway with Cruella, you know, just that idea of like the song is going to be different every time because of the different lyrics. So super cool. You could go watch the show twice and see something different each time.
Absolutely.
So, excellent. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure meeting you.
So we've got Jeff Conover. He's the creative director of puppetry here on the Disney Destiny for this amazing Hercules show. First of all, congratulations. These puppets are beautiful.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So can you walk us through what we've got here, how they work, and how they factor into this amazing show?
Yeah, sure, of course. We're standing here with 2 of our Hydra. We actually have 5 that make an appearance, and all 5 of them are designed to do something a little bit differently. This particular Hydra that we're standing next to is what I refer to as just a fighting Hydra. He's designed just to fight. He's got some really great head animation and mouth movement. He can extend up to about 9 feet off the deck and then down to the height that you're seeing right now. And then, of course, this Hydra here is designed specifically to eat Hercules. And a lot of our design decisions on these Hydra puppets were designed and made specifically for how do we eat Hercules.
Right.
So the sculpt, the size, the scale, everything about how they look was really determined by, can we fit a guy like Corey who's 6'2" and huge, get him in here with another puppeteer.
Right, there's another puppeteer in there.
Exactly. So how do we get him in there? How do we swallow him up? And then how do we get him to slice his way out and have the puppet lose its head?
Right,
So
the guts everywhere. It was just really, really cool the way that you were able to do that. And then it kind of comes back together at some point,
yeah,
too.
of course, you know, it's a Hydra. So just when you think you've won the day, another one shows up.
Right.
You get that one and then another one shows up and they multiply. So yeah, we've got some Hydras that are made to have their head sliced off and then the head magically comes back on. So we think they're gone, we see the guts, you know, kids love guts, and then the head comes back on. So they're all designed to do something a little bit differently, but the big thing is scale. We wanted something large, something intimidating, and of course, something that a person could fit inside of.
Oh, absolutely. And the detail is incredible, even up close here, you know, closer than anybody will be able to get to, but they just look incredible. So your team should be very proud. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right.
So we have Matthew, who played Hades here in the amazing Hercules musical. First of all, congratulations. It was an amazing show.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Really enjoyed it. So talk about the inspirations that you had for taking a character off of the screen as a cartoon character and putting him kind of in human form on the stage. What were your inspirations for that?
I always go back to the source material. I watched Hercules, and I watched a lot of interviews with James Woods, and I listened to what he said about his approach to the character. And the reason that they ended up hiring him is because he went in a completely, vastly different direction than a lot of people, and chose to make him sort of this slick, fast-talking Hollywood agent type.
Right.
And so I use that as sort of my foundation. And then just sort of build from there. Just, you know, utilizing my skill set in comedy. I think that definitely comes into play with this version of the character.
Absolutely.
I just played Hades in Hadestown on Broadway, and it's a vastly different approach.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot heavier, a lot more serious. And so, yeah, when you have to approach a character, as you said, that is a cartoon, you just immediately kind of just ground yourself and, you know, what's their goal? What's their backstory? We love the villains. Why do we love the villains? Well, because they have a history too. They're not just, you know, grounded in evil. There's something that makes them, that they want something.
They're not just one-dimensional.
Exactly. They want to achieve a goal. And so, you know, putting all those things together, you use that as an actor to be your motivation, and then from there you just build on, you know, how do I carry myself physically?
Right. Do you watch like the cartoon animation to see some of the mannerisms?
100%.
Yeah.
And that's what's so great about Disney animation, is that a lot of times they will watch the actor as they do their voiceover, and they'll use some of their facial expressions and some of their mannerisms. And so definitely there are things that Hades does in the movie that they're iconic. They're iconic gestures even. You're like, you see there is a giant painting going from, I think, deck 3 to deck 4 in the stairwell of Hades. And it's just sort of like, he's just that kind of like, I'm annoyed, sort of like rubbing the temple. And so we're like, well, I got to put that in there somewhere. You have to add these sort of movements that people recognize.
That moodiness.
Yeah, exactly. And so you just sort of, you take bits here and there, and then you just sort of mix it up with the direction, with your creative team, and then just, like I said, utilize your own skill set, and you create what you saw yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. Well, again, congratulations. It was an amazing performance. What an incredible show. The fact that it's at sea makes it even sweeter that you get to, perform this for such a wide variety of audiences.
Absolutely. And then I love the fact that we get to actually have moments with people.
Yes.
A lot of times at the stage door of a show, you're sort of on your way out. You're going home.
Yes.
Here, my home is not 2 minutes away.
Right.
So I can go and I can actually have moments with people and get to talk to them, get to know them, know their backstory, and it makes it very special.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Well, congratulations and good luck in the show moving forward.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
The finale was spectacular. Just talk to me a little bit about that part of the show. It just takes things to another level.
The finale, Stars Born, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you start off with the finale, in Mount Olympus, and I'm finally talking to my father, Zeus, and he tells me you can come back, but I found that actually where I belong and where I need to be is on Earth with the people that have seen me through all these obstacles and everything. And then we get to the big celebration, which is Star is Born, and that number is, I love that number because I love the gospel influence on it. I love the little praise breaker that we do in the middle of it, and you just see that the culmination of all we worked on from the start of the show all the way up to that point is just a big celebration. And I think that's what we need to do more: celebrate our wins, our losses, what's got us there, our failures, our successes, and that's what that really is at the end of the show. And I'm glad that they captured that moment, that feeling in that number.
It was so good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Excellent. Hey, as a music teacher and a person who works with theater students.
My uncle's a music teacher.
Oh, that's amazing. So what advice would you give to any aspiring students who want to be actors and, with all the journey you've been on, and really so they can go the distance as well?
I would say go and expose yourself to all forms of art. If you don't have it right there in your community, go find it. Go out there and find it. If you want to be a part of something and it's not right there in your community, go out there and find it. It doesn't matter what people say, what people might think of it. Especially coming from a small town myself, you kind of have that mindset sometimes, that limiting thought. And so it's okay to go out and do what fills your heart, your passion. You have given a gift, and you should go out there and utilize it, because it can get you to pretty big places, and then you start you're able to do it all the time.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Corey, what's it like performing on a moving theater?
Oh gosh, I mean, it's been okay so far. We have felt a little rock in the boat a little bit, but they train us and we rehearse on the stage. We rehearse in conditions where the boat is moving, and so we kind of becomes second nature a bit.
So rehearsing conditions, what do they do? Put you on a stage that's moving
No,
around?
and they don't do it specifically for the rehearsal, but
Okay.
sometimes you might be rehearsing while the ship is moving,
I get it.
and so you get kind of used to it. But sometimes, hey, on rocky seas, you might jump once and you might land somewhere where you didn't think you were going to land. But, we have so much safety protocol put in place that, everyone's really well taken care of. And I always get on stage feeling real safe and knowing, I'm about to fight all these monsters and still feel good about it.
Well, yeah, you're about to get eaten by a puppet, but that's a whole other story. I've also
Sometimes
noticed-
I forget that I'm even on a ship. Sometimes.
Well, we do as the audience.
Yeah.
We forget that we're on a ship,
Yeah.
and we forget that these people are performing with motion at the same
Yeah.
time. And there were a lot of props that you were on that were moving around last night.
Yes.
The steps and things like that. That
Yeah.
has to be tricky when it's moving.
We've rehearsed it so much that now it's like We know exactly how much we need to give to it, where we need to be at this point in time. I will say it's really cool to be on the steps while it's moving. You kind of feel a little just like a whole Sound of Music moment. But with that, yeah, that's great. And then also, I mean, you saw the Zeus hand came up and I was sitting in it.
Yes.
And that has a bit of a mechanism in it where I spin and everything, and it's also just really well done. Such a big spectacle. The execution of the set, everything has been awesome.
You
Okay,
rehearsed.
one last question.
Yep.
I had a quick one. So you might have seen on Instagram, I described your Go the Distance as sexy.
That was you.
What? That was me. I'm asking, what words would you use to describe like how you've made Hercules your own and how you see your Hercules?
I mean, I definitely think, when I saw that, I said, okay, so it was the R&B, it was the riffs, it was the influence of just like that, the music that we know and love from the show. We spent a lot of time with the music arranger Bradley Knight. He said we want to see you through it. You can, it doesn't have to be the movie. It doesn't have to be other productions. It can be what we would like to see, which is you. And I said, well, I like to riff. I was born riffing. I've listened to all these, amazing singers. I grew up in the church and everything, and so with that influence, they gave me the go ahead. It's like, yeah, let's see that, and I like that it's a little bit of a spin and something different than what we have seen with the show. And I'm really honored just to be able to sing it how they were like, sing it how you want to sing it, Corey, and they locked it in. They gave me the green light, and I was like, okay, we'll do it. Yeah.
Well, I loved it. So
thank you so
job.
much. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
Yes,
Corey.
y'all be safe.
What an incredible experience to get to talk to all of those people, to get to meet the actors who brought Hercules to life last night. Of course, I'm sorry I couldn't show any of the show last night. That is the policy on any show, and so obviously we don't want to spoil the magic and things, but I did get to show you that behind the scenes look, and you got to see some of the amazing props and scenery that were used in that show. So you kind of got a look at the show without actually seeing it. And I'll post on Instagram, if you haven't seen that, my picture of my head in the Hydra. So after I talked to Jeff, who was the creative director of puppetry, I got to put my head in the Hydra and get a photo of that, and just get my photo next to it. And then just to get to talk to both of the actors was just incredible. They're both such talented people, and to bring those cartoon characters to life on the stage here on a cruise ship is just so incredibly amazing. So Corey and Matthew, very talented, very kind, humble, down-to-earth guys, and it was really just a blessing and a privilege to be able to talk to them. So what a cool experience. And then next up at 1 p.m. we have a Pridelands Feast of the Lion King open house. So we're going to be talking to people involved in that show, and all the creative people, as well as maybe some of the actors. We'll see. So it'll be cool to hear some of the behind the scenes on that one as well. There it is, Castaway Key. We're approaching. Oh, it looks beautiful. Wow. I'm on my veranda here, and I have a spectacular view coming into the island. It's so amazing. Actually, what's cool is you can see now in the sunlight the difference in depth in the water. Of course, for the cruise ship, they have to really make sure that it's deep. We're about to dock right there, and so as you can see in the middle there, it actually gets much deeper. You can see the water color change there, of course, from the swimming area where it's very, very shallow intentionally, and you've got kind of the little reef there to protect the little harbor. And then over here, of course, the water is much deeper, because I believe they have to have 50 feet in depth for the cruise ship to dock or make port, as they say. So pretty cool. I probably won't have much time to get off of the ship here, other than maybe just to get off and take a photo. But before I do get off the ship, I have 1 o'clock, again, that Feast of the Lion King Pridelands experience and open house. But wow, I love this. It's so amazing. It looks so beautiful just being on, right now, what's a deserted island, basically. I'm sure there are some cast members there ready to go, but it's just amazing looking out in the water and seeing how small we are. And we zoom out to wide angle, like, how small are we in the grand scheme of things here out in the ocean? It really gives you a different view and perspective on life when you're out here. It's
Just water as far as the eye can see. What's striking here too is when you can see so far and you're up so high, you can really kind of see the curve of the earth, which is kind of cool to see. It's very, very, gradual, but you can really see it. It's pretty amazing. So I'm thinking we will back in to port here. So let me zoom just a little bit and you can see where we're going to be coming in there. There you go. And let's go one more. Yeah, you can see the Christmas tree there. All set up and ready to go for the holidays. How fun. Let me give you a little overview of the island real quick. I'm sure nobody's going to mind watching a little Castaway Key footage here. Apologize in advance for any wind noise, but I think the view is worth it. See the little sailboats there on the beach. Oh, getting out of the jet ski, it looks like. How fun. There's the cell phone tower. That's important. Then you can see the lookout tower back there. I actually did that on my last trip. I won't have time to do it this time, but that is such a cool experience climbing up there because you get to really be by yourself out there in the back part of the island. Not really the back, but kind of away from the main settlement. A lot of the island is undeveloped, as you can see. And then way back here in the back on the other side is Serenity Beach, Serenity Bay, which is the adults only part. There you go. Wow. Look at all that in the water there. They were running the ship's thrusters to slow us down so that we can turn around and back in. It takes a lot of power to change directions on a ship like this. Oh wow, they were shooting something out. What were they shooting? How fun. That's so cool. Sent the welcoming party. This is kind of cool to see too. This is how they anchor the ship. Wow, can you imagine walking out there on those little bridges? Oh my. I wonder if they shot off like confetti or something a second ago. That's cool. So we got to get closer. I've actually not seen this for a while. When Steph and I came down here on the Wonder, we watched the docking process, but it was a much windier day. How cool to see it just get gradually closer. Look at that. Wow. I'm so excited. I love that. And very quickly we are almost touching. the dock. How quickly they just bring it right up there. These captains just make it look easy, and I know it's not. There. We got the rope on us here. Pull us in. And they've got one on the front of the ship as well. I know this is going to be a long video, but this is pretty cool. Welcome to Castaway Key, everybody. I probably won't get off for very long other than just to get some video and pictures because I don't have a lot of time, but it's so cool to see. It looks like it might open early too because it's not, we're not that far away from being able to dock. I'm not sure how much further back we need to go, but probably a little ways. Looks like we made it.
May I have your attention, please? This is the officer of the watch speaking from the bridge. At the end of this announcement, we will be sounding our ship's whistle. We recommend to our guests on the open decks to cover your ears.
So cool to hear the ship's horn. I love it. So there we go, we made it. And they've got us tied up here. I hear Beach Boys in the background down there. How fun is that? That popping sound I heard was them using like some kind of explosive to push the line, or propellant, maybe explosive's the wrong word, propellant to push the lines out to the ship. That's kind of cool. So beautiful today. Nemo. All right, let's take a look here. Wow. What a great view from here. Cannot get over this view. The water is so blue. Here comes Nemo. I love that they play these movies, but this is just really striking how blue it is today. Time for lunch, and I got to eat some of the famous Disney Cruise Line chicken tenders. So these are kind of legendary. They're different than in the parks, much softer, and just, well, much more tender, I should say, but also crispy on the outside. So really, really great, and with an amazing view of Castaway Key. So there's the Aqua Mouse. Nobody riding it right now, but it is warm enough today. Great lunch, and of course watching Nemo on a ship has a special meaning. I'm up on the 13th deck here with an even better view of Castaway Key.
Yeah, that never gets old. Never gets old at all. Let's do a big zoom here. Wow. Sorry about the wind.
So before my next event, I'm just going to kind of walk around the ship. I'm not doing a full ship tour. I had planned on it, but there's just not going to be time. I don't want to rush it. So I'm just going to take some time and stroll around and show you a partial tour on this video. This is the Quiet Cove pool. Of course, it's an infinity pool. And sorry about the wind, but we are on a cruise ship. But that's pretty cool. So look, it goes right off the back of the ship there. How neat. And up here on the 14th deck, there's one more little lounge on the stern of the ship. Peaceful little place back here, and really high up. Down there are the boats they use to get the cast members to and from the island every day, as there are no permanent residences on the island. So everybody comes off at night. Love this angle. You can see both of the ship's funnels. Here goes somebody on the Aqua Mouse. Such an awesome view from up here. The top deck is truly an amazing place to just hang out. Here we are at the front funnel, and this is the funnel, of course, with funnel vision. But not just that, also the tower suite, which we got to go in yesterday. So awesome. So that's the entrance right there. So fun. Stateroom, 14,000. Let's walk through some of these awesome hallways here. Again, I showed this on the live stream, but a little higher quality here. The carpet, incredible with Maleficent here. So amazing. Let's do some stairwells here. I've got the noise canceling on, so I don't pick up any of the music as much, but Emperor's New Groove here. Kronk and Isma. Some concept art, it looks like. And here we have Big Hero 6, which is so fun. It's where my room is. Stateroom, I should say. More Maleficent. And look at these elevators with Maleficent in here. We get Minnie talking to us. So awesome. All the villains. So the aft elevators actually have Mickey's voice, so I'll go check that out here in just a minute. Hercules artwork on this floor. Oh wow. Cruella concept art here. So we are on deck 3 now, right in front of the beautiful Walt Disney Theater. Such a premium space. We got to tour that earlier, of course, with all the amazing Hercules things to see.
And we showed this painting yesterday, I believe, but it bears showing again. Kind of a cutaway view of the ship. So remarkable. So you can see, by the way, looking at the funnels, only one is actually functional. So this funnel here is actually functional. I believe those are the teen clubs and things there. Very similar probably to the ones on the Treasure. We'll get to do Marvel tonight. So that'll be fun. Of course, we have some of the premium shops here, just adjacent to the Sanctum, which is fun. And then this mosaic, it's amazing. Awesome. Royal Regalia. And again, the Sanctum, I've shown this already, but 177A Bleecker Street, they're doing an event in there right now, but you can kind of see it from outside. The Grand Hall collection. I keep wanting to call it the Great Hall, but you know, it is both great and grand. There are stairs behind the main Grand Hall stage. This beautiful mosaic tapestry here. I'm gonna do a little wide angle here. You can see 1923 with the Roy and Walt sides, both.
I like Pride. Nice to meet you, Pierce. Nice to meet you. You guys are a beautiful couple. Very lucky.
At this Grand Hall. Isn't that amazing? We've got the Black Panther sculpture here. Incredible. The detail. Look at the eyes even. Remarkable. This space is just so breathtaking. I haven't really spent a lot of time in here this trip. And so it's good to spend a little more time in here. Just take in the space. The balcony can be used for performances and characters and all kinds of really neat stuff. Look at the carpet. It's an empty Grand Hall. There we go. Not empty very often. Got Cafe Megara. And these are some of the different emblems that you might see on the stateroom doors, room numbers and things. Concept art. Obviously, they did a pretty good job. They've got the carpet samples there. Character concept. Even some of the design work in the marble. The elevator lobbies. How fun. So of course, we've seen these throughout. Oh, there's Haunted Mansion, Corellas. And that's the entrance to the Oceaneers Club on the second deck. Again, we're on the third deck. So much to see. Let's go towards the aft stairs. I love this artwork back here. Look at the Mickeys and the marble. It's marble and Mickeys. And this is animated, which is just so incredible. What's the animation on this? Here comes Mickey. Let's stand this way so you can see it a little better. Look at that. Oh, somebody's falling asleep down here. At some point, a cruise ship comes out. Look, it's Yen Sid, which is just Disney backwards. Everybody probably already knows that. He's coming out. He's going to stop it. Help me, Yen Sid. You're my only hope. Just kidding. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Here we go. Just had to wait a second, and there it comes. That's so neat. Bon voyage. Let's continue down the hallway towards the aft. Which, if you haven't cruised before, the aft is the rear of the ship, and the front is the forward. Forward is a little easier to understand, of course, but aft is the rear. So we're going to check out those other elevators there. Lots of great informational signs here. It's Castaway Key Day. And on the carpet here, we've got Sorcerer Mickey. So Mickey is going to be talking to us here. We'll just go up maybe to deck 5 or something, but I want to show you the elevators and have Mickey talk to us for a second. So on these elevators are the heroes.
Doors closing. Deck 12. Doors opening. Doors closing.
All right, we're on deck 4. Worlds of Marvel is here. Of course, it's not open right now, so we can't go back in this direction, but we can just look at this awesome Marvel logo here. Wow. We can get our bearings here a little bit. We're just in front of World of Marvel right there. So you can kind of see what's going on in each area of the ship. So let's walk around a little bit. This Hercules artwork. It's gorgeous. Here's Hook's Barbery, similar to On the Treasure. I think it's on the Wish as well, but really a neat place. Haven't had time to do that yet on one of these trips, but someday. There's Neverland. And each hallway is unique too. You can see as we come around the corner, we're going to be at Megara's Cafe. So here's Megara's Cafe on deck 4. Busy. Really well decorated. Love the mosaic back here. Lightning bolts and clouds, that's fun. This is the Black Panther mosaic. Wow. Again, the details are just unbelievable. There's guest services over there, and then here we are. Back in the Grand Hall, but this time on the 4th deck. And here is the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. I love seeing Sleeping Beauty dressed with Maleficent right behind her. That's fun. The villains definitely get highlighted more on this ship, which is nice. Nice to see. It's really nice. The Tiana dress. As we walk around behind the stage here, there's another one of these stairways behind the stage. Super convenient. This goes back towards Saga, but we can also go out onto deck 4, just below the lifeboats. Shuffleboard. It's a really quiet deck, and we're here at Castaway Key, so got a pretty good view here. It's kind of cool. There's a stairway up to deck 5. We'll go up there real quick. And I'm going to go back and do a little more deck 4. Come up right behind this rescue boat here, which is used if anybody falls overboard. And they actually used that on one of the ships recently. Was it the Treasure? I think it was, or one of the ships. Maybe it was the Wish. Either way, a little girl fell overboard and the dad jumped in to save her. And then they brought the rescue boat out and were able to rescue both of them. So those are super important. Looks like we can't get to the front of the ship. It's a nice view from up here. And we'll head back down. Back inside. We'll head around here by Saga. I love how the lighting immediately changes in this area. It's a very cool vibe. So this space is for several different performances, including With Great Power, which was a lot of fun. You can have the media panel here in a little while at 3. And of course, this is on both decks 4 and 5. We also have the theaters down here, Neverland and Wonderland. Oh, we can also get in here and look real quick. Love how they have chargers there. It's a very impressive space. You can see what's playing. Ooh, you can watch Tron. Got little character projections there. Tinkerbell. That's fun. And this is the upper deck, the balcony to the Walt Disney Theater, with, of course, all the incredible Peter Pan artwork. Okay, I have to show this because we had the interview earlier today with Matthew, the actor who played Hades in the show last night. And he was talking about this painting of Hades as he's sitting there just like disgusted and upset because, nothing's quite going his way. And so he's got that kind of finger and thumb on his face there. And he said that was the attitude he really wanted to bring to the character. So how cool. And we have Wonderland Cinema. Told you would. So 2 theaters here. You can watch your favorite movie. Poor Rabbit's always late. Just wrapping around on the other side of Saga. This is beautiful. Love the Cheshire Cat. We're all a little mad here. Isn't that the truth? We're mad for Disney. We're not mad at Disney, we're mad for Disney. Oh, here's Mickey and Minnie. That kind of fits in the Hercules world there. Yeah, Mickey and Minnie are visiting ancient Greece. How fun. Back over here at Cafe Megara, and we'll head around to the other side of Deck 4. Untangled Salon on the opposite side from the Hook's Barbary. So this is, ladies, how you can get untangled. Such a clever play on words. Speaking of tangled, gorgeous 3D artwork there. Oh wow, there's more. Unreal. And we're back over here by Worlds of Marvel. The Rescuers. How fun. Bernard and Bianca. I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid. Is that Hercules artwork from earlier? So we're heading up to Deck 5. I've shown this a couple times, but I'll show it again. All the Disney Cruise Line ships. And heroes and villains. We're going to be back here in about 45 minutes to do our private Pridelands open house. One of the big attractions here on Deck 5 is Mickey's Main Sail, not currently open, but will be later this evening because none of the shops are open while we are at port. They're only open at sea. The whole international waters thing and taxes and all that. How fun, look at that. I see the lights. It's like Tangled basically, I guess. The lights are rising in the background, but they're on the Destiny. Wow. Like they're in the story, but on the ship. It's really neat artwork. They're brave. And this is Cafe Merida, which is not currently open. Here's Shutters. Portrait Studio and Gallery on this side. And Edge, which is one of the teen youth clubs. There you go.
All right, rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty. Come on.
What a neat space. Hello.
Get your clothes on. Get ready. Got breakfast for you. Happy to see you.
This is neat.
You gonna make people sick.
That was neat. I hadn't been in there before, but the door was open and it was very uncrowded, so it was a good opportunity. Wow. Striking. And you can get some incredible family photos done here at the Portrait Studio. Got lots of great props and ideas, and then this is where you can buy some of the artwork. This is the Disney Vacation Club Preview Center, so even here at sea you can learn about Disney Vacation Club. So interesting to see Riviera Resort when you're at sea here. Home sweet home. There's Stitch and Olani. I'm not sure where Mickey is. Leave a comment. And back out to the Grand Hall. So cool to be at eye level with the chandelier. Wide angle. And here is Mickey's mainsail. It goes pretty far along the side of the ship here. And one of the things too is that you can buy any of the artwork that you've seen on the ship. We're heading back down towards Saga. And there are restrooms on both sides, which is nice for men and women. I love these tapestries. Breathtaking. And here is a look at Saga. There's so many neat places to enjoy, and even if you can't see the stage as well from here, they've got monitors to allow you to see, which is really thoughtful. Great design. Let's head around the bend here and we'll see Cask and Cannon. Oh, so they're doing like a trivia thing. We'll just peek in there really quick.
Alrighty, that takes us to lucky question number 7. What 1985 movie made its musical stage debut in
Trivia,
2020?
that's so fun.
Back to the Future!
Hey, that's a great movie, Back to the Future. There we go. Back to the Future. I love it. Okay. You can see what it looks like from the top here in Saga. Just such great spaces here. That LED wall is so bright back there. And here's the Triton Lounge. They have different trivia throughout the day. It's always fun. I'm sure they've got some fun prizes and things. And as you're walking down this hallway, you'll see these beautiful portraits, but also something you might miss as you're coming around the corner here, very easy to miss, is this Disney studio, but more importantly, Dr. Facilier's parlor. I wasn't able to film anything in here. It's top secret. Dr. Facilier doesn't allow that, but it was a really cool show and highly recommended. Just look at your navigator to see when he meets with guests. Now we're on the other side of the stage. A balcony. Back down here on deck 3. They just cleared the ship for arrival at Castaway Key, but I'm going to stay on for some of the events that we have. The open house is next, and I'm going to finish walking around deck 3 here. I missed this side earlier. So as you can see, just like a lot of the other Disney ships, decks 3 through 5 are the main decks on the lower area with guest areas and different amenities, restaurants, bars, and all the other experiences that you might imagine. So here's DeVille's. We've been in there several times, so definitely a neat space. And then we're on the other side of the sanctum here. Love the Bleecker Street thing here. Looks like their event is over. You can get a nice look at the bar. do such a great job on these cruises of managing all the events so people get private time in the spaces to make content and things. And I'm sure it's a juggling act. And then they have times when it's just open for people to enjoy, which is nice as well. It's a Sanctum sign. And just across from the Sanctum, the Haunted Mansion Parlor, which we've shown you as well. But it is currently closed. As you can see, it's a dead end. You can at least see inside the foyer entry area. So cool. And on this side, we have Treasures Untold. And all these incredible paintings here of all the heroes. There you go. And villains. Sorry, heroes and villains on this side. Both ways. Very, very cool. Yeah, these are really, really awesome. Here we are. Thank you. It's green. So here we are at Pridelands. The open house. Yay. All the different food. All right, here is a look at the drinks. This is Can You Feel the Rum Tonight? Slimy Yet Satisfying, which is what this is. I'm not sure what all of them are, but yeah. And then of course you've got the Timon Zipper. So amazing. All right, everybody, we have Chef Andy with Disney Cruise Line here, and he's going to talk about some of the amazing food we have here at Pridelands Festival of the Lion King.
All right, well, welcome. And this is a selection of our first and second rotation, some of our signature dishes. First of all, we have a Babea spiced roasted chicken, which seems to be a guest favorite already. And that's served over tomato and red pepper rice, fried plantains, and then we finish it up with a vibrant green harissa sauce. Next, another popular dish so far from the feedback is a tamarind and coconut marinated snapper fillet. We serve that over coconut rice, and it's served with a roasted pineapple and capsicum compote.
Amazing.
Down the front, a couple of our appetizers. We have a heirloom tomato salad, dukkha spiced goat's cheese, and roasted golden beet caviar. And one dish that a lot of people are familiar with is a peri-peri shrimp. So our twist on, and to be authentic, is we've served it over creamy pap, which is a staple in African cuisine. And we finished that with Gouda heavy cream. So it's kind of like a soft polenta type white cornmeal.
I had it last night. It was delicious.
Yeah, well, thank you. Very creamy. And then we have obviously the garlic chili shrimp, and it's finished with a lightly spiced peri-peri sauce. So we think that one's going to be a very popular dish as well.
Excellent.
And then another one of my favorites is the pan-seared scallops, which you can see down the front. And we served that over a pearl farro risotto, finished with a gremolata crumb and an arugula drizzle.
Amazing. We got some desserts and things over here as well.
Yeah, I'm going to pass this over to Chef Grace, who created the Lion King desserts.
Sure. Hi, this is Chef Grace with Disney Cruise Line, and she's going to tell us about some of these delicious desserts here.
Absolutely. It would be my pleasure to introduce you to some of our desserts here in Pridelands, Feast of the Lion King. So we wanted to keep some of the traditional African desserts alive in this restaurant. So we went with a malva pudding. Traditionally, it's not chocolate, but we did add chocolate to it just to represent that most of the world's chocolate comes from Africa. It's grown there.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, and then it's decorated with a tuile made with Ethiopian coffee. Served with ice cream. I mean, who doesn't love ice cream?
Oh yeah,
right?
I had it last night. That dish was amazing. That was my dessert of choice. So.
Yes. So we also have a passion fruit layer cake. It is served with a chocolate crumble. We call it chocolate soil, but it's not really soil. And then a strawberry hibiscus sauce. And then we have the little picture of Simba. We have a milk tart, which is also very traditional. It's a shortbread crust with a vanilla custard center and a cinnamon mousse on top. And it's served with a roasted pineapple compote that is having some of the like anise and cinnamon, some of the African spices in there.
Excellent. Well, it all looks delicious, and I know from what I had, it was delicious. I can't wait to try more of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for visiting.
So this is Paul from Disney Cruise Line, and he is the show director for Pridelands Feast of the Lion King. And I must say, I was blown away last night. Such an emotional experience. The Lion King is such an emotional show anyway. Yes. For those of us who grew up with it, it's just so meaningful in so many ways. So how did you take such an iconic show and kind of translate it into something that works so well as a dinner show?
Well, that's a really good question, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of thought process because we wanted to make sure that we were honest and telling the story of the Lion King as accurately as possible, but yet while knowing that we were in a dining room situation. So we figured, how can we do this, have fun with the guests and the servers? Let's look at highlighting certain songs from the show with dialogue interspersed to continue the arc of the story. So we did that. We looked at the Broadway company of Lion King 1, Lion King 1.5, Lion King 2, and all the different shows, variations that we've had in our theme parks around the world. And so this time, I wanted to really approach it differently and use storytellers, because no one tells stories better than Disney. Right. And no one in my world tells stories better than people, you know? Right. And so seeing that the show or the movie sort of took place in Africa, I said, what if we use storytellers that basically go from village to village telling stories, entertaining people? And tonight, for this one, it's the cub who would be king, or the Lion King. So we wanted to use storytellers to tell this story instead of having animals or characters on stage, and really force somewhat the audience to use their imagination to go on this journey with us. And not only with costumes and music and singing and all that stuff, we really take you on this journey in this, what we call this boma.
It's amazing. And you know, like you said, there's no characters on the stage. You do use that imagination. It is kind of like gathering around the campfire.
Exactly.
For a story and a meal. It's a very family experience, like you said. And so it's incredible. So as far as some of the songs in the show, maybe things that people weren't expecting, like Shadowlands or some of the things like that. Talk about how you chose those songs then to kind of represent the different movies in the series.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, what we wanted to do, we wanted to do something different that we've not done in any of our other theme parks. Right. And we've never taken music from those different, movies and Broadway shows, but the story is still the same within those, but the music from all those different shows are different. So Denise Case, who is the creative director on this, we said, we talked and we go, how can we use this song from this and this song from this, but yet still weave it into the storytelling of the show? And a lot of the songs that you are referring to are done in what we call Act 2. We have Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 in the show. And so those songs are the heavier songs. What we didn't want to do is focus on any death or destruction and all that stuff, because we're on a cruise, hello.
Right.
But we did want to still, have those songs that pull on the heartstring. And there are a couple of songs in the show that are not in any show. Like we have an entrance song that come on, it's called Shosholoza, which is a huge song that is used in Africa throughout the entire country. It's almost like their second national anthem. Wow. And then we have a song that was created especially for this ship called Serengeti Rain by Tim Hines. And that's where we feature our female dancer. So a lot of the music is very authentic, and it's real, and it's fun, and we've had the best time putting bits and pieces together to create the arc of the Lion King show. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm so proud of this piece, and to put it in a dining room setting is even more fun.
It's amazing. I mean, just such a treat, and your actors, your storytellers, they're so talented, and so they really bring it to life. It really requires the best of the best, and clearly you got the best of the best. So I'm sure you're very proud of your talent.
I'm very
that you have
proud.
Out there.
Yes.
And all the musicians, to create that authentic the African drumming and all the different things with, what'd you say, 22 different instruments
There's like
on the drum set?
23 instruments in that pit. We call that the elephant graveyard. And the thing is, we wanted to make sure that we were being authentic, with the drumming. And these guys are really, really good. I mean, this is what they do. This is what they did before we brought them in.
Right.
But they are very, very good at what they do. And they have this whole thing. And like I was saying earlier, drumming is a heartbeat of Africa. It's the heartbeat, it's the breath. It is the life of Africa. And so it's just like, we wanted to incorporate that into the show with all this beautiful surrounding. And I think we did. To be honest, I think we did.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you so much for talking to me. Thank you. I enjoy.
I'm going to take a minute and walk around this beautiful space here. It's almost empty. So it's kind of cool to see it like this. The artwork everywhere is just incredible. And last night I got to sit here. So if you saw the vlog from the other day, fix the lighting there, I got to sit here, which was crazy. The stage is so cool. And this is like a drum. Not like, I mean, it basically is a drum. I was actually sitting right there. So I got a really great seat and got to see the show very much up close. These windows are so evocative of the Serengeti, the grasslands, Africa. These beautiful trees here silhouetted against the windows. I love it. This is a relaxing stroll around the restaurant. Let me see if I can come over here. I want to show this drum set from the back here with all these instruments. He said 23 different instruments. Look at this. Oh my. I love all the instruments. And he played it so well. One final look at these incredible instruments here. Let's go back here by these windows. So no matter where you sit, you're going to be in a great spot. Obviously, some seats are further away than others, but it's honestly incredible. And actually, you can see through the windows to the island out there, because we're docked at Castaway Key right now. Look at that. How fun. The camera doesn't like it, but I can see it. So at night, of course, it's easier for them to light these windows in different colors as you kind of go through the day and the African sunset. How beautiful, how cool. The music's so ethereal. Show you again the nice peaceful walk down the hallway here. So cool.
Chicken tenders. That's really what that's all about. That's the energy that we're looking for. Listen, we're so glad that you all are all here, and we hope that you all have been discovering your own destinies. You oversee, the crew, right? Much of the crew, and that really is the secret sauce. That is what makes Disney Cruise Line so special. And so I want you to talk a little bit about how important and how special is that guest interaction to a Disney Cruise Line experience that you and your crew deliver. It really is the Disney difference. Just talk a little bit about that.
It really is the Disney difference. I have almost 1,100 of the team on board, actually. So the entire food and beverage operation, housekeeping, guest services, merchandise, photos, spa, everything to do with that hotel experience. And whether it's your stateroom host, who's really creating a home away from home for you inside of the staterooms and suites, dining room service team who follows our guests from dining room to dining room, really anticipating those dining needs for our guests, guest services or merchandise hosts, every one of those interactions is extremely important to truly create that special vacation experience for guests of all ages. It really is something magical.
You are doing a card trick. You're playing a dangerous game of cards with a villain. It's so exciting. Or one of the first experiences our guests got to engage in is when we told the story of Loki. And Loki showed up because he was here to clear his name. And then he sort of upped the stakes and decided he is now the king of our ship. So currently we are all under Loki's reign.
Yes, well, I won't give all of them away because part of the fun is finding them on your own. But some of them that are actually quite helpful with wayfinding on the ship are in your stateroom corridors. So you'll probably see some hidden Mickeys in your staterooms as well. But as you're walking down the corridors, we have Mickeys in each of our carpet designs. So Mickey is always headed towards the front of the ship. So you may see him in Big Hero 6 or Brave or our Hercules corridors. He'll always be pointing you to the front of the ship. And then we have them, in a certain spotted location on board. I know some of you were already pointing them out earlier today. So it's really fun to add those in throughout. And it's not just Mickeys that we hide. Since the Destiny is our 7th ship in the fleet, we've had a lot of fun with the number 7. So as I was talking about the stair towers earlier and the elevator lobbies, there we have our Maleficent carpet and our Sorcerer Mickey carpets. You may notice that in the 4 corners of those, we have 7 stars for the heroes, 7 green orbs for the villains. In our Pirates pub, we also have 7 pirate ships on the ceiling as a nod to stay in story, but be a nod to Destiny as the 7th ship in the fleet.
This magnificent, beautiful screen behind us, and we really can transform space here. So we took that opportunity to do this cool thing called Under Her Spell with Maleficent, this encounter where she transforms space and time by casting spells, and we go to different places within her realm. And then she brings some guests up. She chooses some guests to do her bidding. And that's been really fun. The Oculus is what this is called above us. Does some really incredible things. Thank you, WDI, for playing with us on that. So we were able to take advantage of this incredible light source, along with the architectural lighting in the space and the theatrical lighting. So we really can take people places when she, for example, does the spell where she casts her fire, her green fire. It's as if the whole room has caught on green fire, which is a very unique experience. So we were really excited to do that in this space.
What a great panel. And now we come out here and Maleficent has taken over the space. Look at the green on the chandelier. And she's down there, reigning over all the guests. I love how they can transform this whole space. They were talking about that in the panel, how they can transform the space with color and light. That was a great panel. And so now we are going to head out to Castaway Key and get out on the island, get some awesome pictures of the ship, and just enjoy the island for a little bit. Let's go. So anytime you're going to disembark the ship, you go down to deck 1 on either elevator, the forward or aft. All right, here we are, getting off the ship. There's the platforms we saw from the stateroom a few minutes ago. Here we go. Wow,
such an impressive vessel when you're so close. My goodness. Wow. That's overwhelming, isn't it? Let me do wide angle. I mean, just look at that. Gorgeous. Wow. So nice. Even in wide angle, you can't see all of it. And then looking out in the water when we saw the Wish yesterday, it's pretty incredible because you actually see how small these vessels look out in the water, but otherwise they're gigantic. I mean, basically like driving around a building. And my stateroom, by the way, is way up there. Above, yeah, so like up there somewhere. There we go. They're welcoming us to Island Time. I love it. Love seeing the Christmas tree here with all the sand ornaments on there, like the crab and the starfish, seahorse. Love it. Oh, they even got us presents. Wait, is this shooting out Snope? That's amazing. Snope on an island. I love it. Oh, that's a cool angle, isn't it? My goodness. We're gonna get Snoped and I love it. That's amazing. How fun. Warm wishes from Castaway Key. There's the iconic pump house. So cool. Joe Schott and Josh Tomorrow. Really what we're after is to see the stern of the ship with Spider-Man. So we're gonna see a great view of that here in just a second. It's always impressive to me to see it tied down to such a huge vessel. There's Spider-Man, but let's get a better view. These are people who have sailed over 50 Disney cruises. That is insane to me. Holy cow. There we go. That's the view. Look at that. It's Spidey. There he is. This is a great view here. We'll do a couple zooms. There we are at 3x. Looking amazing. 5x. Yeah, I love that. And 10x. My goodness, that really brings out the detail right there. I love seeing the Christmas tree right next to it too. That's a really nice shot. Look at that view with the sun going down. Isn't that awesome? Wow. Gorgeous. Wow. So many great views. Could almost watch sunset there. Goodness. Yay, Castaway. How fun. It's going to be a great sunset, I think, for sure. We have to be back on board at 5:15, so I'll be a little before that for sure. Wow. Mount Rustmore. Iconic. And with the afternoon sun setting, the Destiny looks gorgeous. Here comes the reveal. Everybody ready? I was going to try and do a little stream to surprise everybody, but the Samsung said, no, I'm not connecting to the Wi-Fi. So you guys get to enjoy it in 4K instead. Goodness. Wow, I don't even care if I get sand in my shoes at this point. I think it's kind of required, isn't it? That's the picture spot right there. Wow. Isn't she beautiful? Look at this. Wow. And here we go. It's the water. Look at that. Look at that. So beautiful. Wow. There it is. Well, it's time to say goodbye to Castaway Key. But I hope you will get to visit someday as well. It's a magical place. But we're gonna get back on that beautiful ship. Gonna do a little stroll with no talking. Enjoy. That's a really nice shot from here.
Wow. My goodness, that's beautiful. All right, well, goodbye, Castaway Key. We will see you next time. Here we are, back on board the Destiny, and we've got Nemo. Back in my stateroom, they're getting ready to cast off, and I am excited for my dinner at Enchante. I probably won't film very much of that, so I'll just maybe do a quick walk-in and maybe quick little videos of the food, but mostly I'm just gonna enjoy my last evening here on the Destiny. Here we go. They're about to sound the whistle. I love how the cast members down there on the island say hi. Amazing. And so, we sail off into the horizon. So beautiful. It is dinner time, and we got Frozen 2 on back there. Love that. One of the things I love most about coming to this area is this. The rose is so incredible. It's just beautiful. Appetizers.
Remember what I ate? With each course or champagne, of course. Some more water, sir.
Yes, I don't drink wine, so.
Caviar.
So we're gonna have signature dish of Chef Arno, tail part of lobster from me, cooked in lobster butter. On the left hand side you have the tricorn potato with some coral powder and lobster meat. And here we're gonna continue with vegetable ravioli. So we have homemade ravioli pasta with some pesto, eggplant, mushrooms, a bit of shavings of beetroot and carrot. And this is the Coteau Champenois, so it's a dry white wine from Champagne area in France. It goes through 7 states. One of them is Idaho, tenderloin cut, gold label. On the side, kind of, we have 3 types of puree. We have the turnip puree, we have homemade mustard and cranberry miso puree, a little bit of baby turnip, and we have chimichurri glaze, very famous in Argentina, and a beef jus or beef reduction with a mustard seed inside. I hope the temperature looks good. I'll check with you after a few bites, just keep it coming. Voila. This is your pre-dessert. Something to keep you busy. Yes, so we're gonna start with a chocolate bonbon bit of coffee flavor. The next one is the lemon diamond, so lemon mousse with lime zest on sweet shortbread dough. Kind of like a key lime pie. Then we're gonna have passion fruit and apricot on a little tart on the bottom. This one is fruit roll-up or fruit jelly, raspberry flavor. Strawberry pavlova, my favorite by the way. Swiss Marine strawberry jam, vanilla cream and fresh strawberry. And the last but not least, we have the cassis or blackcurrant and vanilla tart. There is no particular order how to enjoy. We always just suggest use your fingers. It's the easiest way.
And here apparently is the real dessert. My goodness, that's pretty.
I really love to hear.
Now back to my room after an amazing dinner at Enchante. And then I actually also got to see the end of the Frozen show. So I was able to get in the balcony and it was easy. There were empty seats and I just was able to slide in there and see the end of Frozen, which was awesome. So I missed the beginning. But come back in the room and see Hero Mickey and Hero Minnie. How cool. They are amazing. I got the towel animal there. That is so fun. And another thing that I got is a signed menu by Chef Arnaud. Look at that. And he is one of the very, very few chefs in the world. As you can see, he's 3 Michelin star rated, which is so incredibly hard to do. So that's pretty neat to have his signature. And I even got to take a selfie with him as well. And it looks like I've got something else as well from the media team. Let's see what we have here. Oh wow, it's the beautiful, beautiful artwork of the ship, the cutaway artwork. That is awesome. Thanks, Disney. This has been amazing. Honestly, I have no more words. Okay, well, what an amazing evening. Wow. I said I was out of words. I had to take a little break because it was just overwhelming. So many cool things on this trip. I don't even know where to start, but Enchante was incredible. And as you probably all know, I don't have the most evolved palate in the world. Definitely I'm more of a meat and potatoes, hamburgers and fries kind of a guy. Of course, chocolate chip cookies, Coke, all that kind of stuff. But honestly, Enchante was incredible. I enjoyed everything. I tried everything from the caviar to the lobster to all of those beautiful desserts. I was blown away, and I liked every single thing. I liked all the wines. I don't remember all of the very complex backstories from all of the different champagnes, I guess I should say, that we had, but I was really, truly impressed by all of it, and the presentation, and just the level of service in that type of establishment. Obviously, that's not something I'm used to, but I'm very blessed to be able to try it, and then still get to the show and sit with some amazing people that I got to enjoy conversation with for the meal, for the several multi-course meal. It was truly incredible. So now I'm going to go do a little shopping and then watch the end of the night shows. So I got this cool Disney Cruise Line bag, but I also got a new shirt I'll show you here in just a second.
Say farewell to some friends you may have met along the way. Now, speaking of friends, I think there's some special friends who'd love to come and say one final hello and farewell. So without further ado, please welcome Mickey, Minnie, and all of our friends on decks 3, 4, and 5. Now, folks, our friends are going to be out for the next 15 minutes to get any last-minute photographs, autographs, and, of course, a cuddle before our final farewell moment. We'll see you real soon, everyone.
Waiting for the final farewell moment. Like the entire ship is out here. It's a lot of people, but it's exciting. The farewell moments are always fun, so we'll see what happens. We'll find our destiny, I guess.
I fixed it. There are 2 types of people in this world.
gotta wrap this up.
Because there's supposed to be something happening.
Is that really necessary? Well, we have reached the end of this story, so I think we should go out on a high note. And their destiny. With help from their mystical and lovable guides, they found heroes and villains. Oh, and lots more besides. Who here found themselves inspired by a hero on this journey? Yes, so my friend Haley, I know that you were inspired. What do you think makes a hero? The strength of their heart. Yes, the strength of their heart, indeed. And you know, to be a hero, you don't always have to save the world. Just make it a little better. Now, who will admit to straying off the path of it this group who participated in some villainy? Quite a few of you, colored in surprise, except for you, Chip. We were all expecting that. Yes. Did you have fun with the villains? Yes, I knew you would. Yes, our path towards destiny is a winding one. There are always challenges along the way, but there are also opportunities to be inspired by great heroes.
For a true hero isn't measured by the size of his
amazing celebration. What an incredible cruise, and a great way to bring it to a close. I love that these cruises have a theme, finding your treasure, and the treasure finding your destiny. It's really cool the way they tie it all together. So I'm just very impressed with the storylines. Like, there's no other cruise line that does that, where you have a story that goes with the entire cruise, and you're always trying to find that, whatever it is, to complete the story throughout the cruise. I love that. I had to come back in the Haunted Mansion parlor. It's one of the coolest spaces on the entire ship. And now you can visit this place on the Treasure or the Destiny. Unreal. Gotta hang out at DeVille's a little bit too. Love the piano. I just noticed the stars in the ceiling there. That's so cool. And by the way, I think I keep calling this place Corellas. I meant DeVille's. That's what it's actually called. It's actually called DeVille's. I came up to the top just to enjoy the view up here, and I noticed it looks like another Disney ship over there. I don't know which ship that would be, but it's definitely a Disney ship. Yep, I see the Mickeys. That's so cool. Whatever ship it is, it's actually really close. It's too dark, but yeah. So cool. Wow. It is really, really close now. I still can't quite make out which one it is. It looks like one of the older ones with no, yeah, it looks like one of the older ones with no Aquamouse up there. Actually, I just did a zoom and you can tell that it does have the actual Aquamouse there. Wow, that's a pretty clear picture there. Well, it's been an absolutely amazing evening, and just really thankful for everything. So I'm very tired though, and I need to get some rest. It's that good kind of tired though, when you've had an incredible time. So again, huge thanks to Disney for everything they've done to make this a really, really incredible experience that I can share with all of you. And hopefully you're ready to cruise on the Destiny, because it is unbelievable. But I will come back and give an update tomorrow morning and show you that we made it to port in Port Everglades, and then I'll finish up the video. So good night, everybody. Well, good morning, everybody. It's the last day. We're back in Port Everglades. It's debarkation day. Sad day, but what an incredible trip. Great memories, and definitely am excited to sail again on the Destiny someday. It's an incredible ship, and I hope you get the chance to come and experience all that she has to offer as well. Wow. Again, huge thanks to Disney for having us on this cruise and allowing us to share it with you. The opportunities that they provided to us were just unreal, and I can't thank them enough. So thanks for watching, everybody. Definitely leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this several day long adventure here on the high seas. It's been really, really fun to have you along and just to document everything and share it with you along the way. These staterooms are incredible, and it's really cool to be among the first to stay here on this incredible ship. Again, the first non-cast member cruise was this one. So very privileged to be able to be included in that. I love the artwork. The Baymax is incredible. And I just am super excited to come back, like I said before. So definitely leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Check out all the awesome sponsors. Links are in the description down below. We've got MickeyTravels.com for the best and free Disney vacation planning advice when you want to book your next cruise. We've got MickeyBlog.com when you want to find out all of the latest Disney news. We've also got ResortTV1Homes.com if you want to find a dream home or your dream home near
Central Florida near the magic. Definitely check out resorttv1homes.com and we can help you find that dream home here in Central Florida. We're brokered by EXP Realty.
Bro, so long, and we hope to see ya real soon.
Well, that was really fun. I was just in the middle of finishing up the video and I heard Captain Mickey come on and wish us all goodbye and see you real soon. You just got to hear the end of it because I had to get outside. It didn't play inside the staterooms, but rather just in the hallway. So I got out there as quick as I could to hear the end of the announcement. So that was really fun. Anyway, like I said, check out all of the awesome sponsors. ResortTV1Homes.com if you want to find your dream home here in Central Florida. We're brokered by EXP Realty. That's ResortTV1Homes.com. We also had David's DVC Rentals, dvcrequest.com/TV if you want to book a DVC room for a fraction of the cost. Just check out David's DVC Rentals at dvcrequest.com/TV. So thanks for watching, everybody. It's been an incredible pleasure and a privilege to bring all of this to you, and we'll see you next time. So for now, have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Bye-bye.